Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, where we talk about the art of intentional living. The show is all about inspiring, empowering, and educating you through life's transitions. And speaking of transitions in life, we are going to be talking about perimenopause, menopause, and beyond today. Because did you know that menopause symptoms cost $1.8 billion in lost work hours in the United States alone? That's how epidemic this is. And that's just scratching the surface. So I know personally for me, as a 60-year-old woman, through perimenopause and in menopause, I am going through some things lately that I just can't even believe is happening to me. So I said, if this is happening to me, then I want to bring on an expert to talk about it because it's probably happening to you as well. So my guest today is Dr. Gail Jackson. She has been an OB-GYN to stars and celebrities for over 30 years. She is fantastic, amazing. I've known her in our networking community for several years. And when it comes to her knowledge and expertise in this area, she is bar none the absolute best in helping you look and feel fabulous at any age. And in fact, her book is called Absolutely Fabulous. So we're going to be talking about the book today as well as some other things. So I will tell you more about her when she joins us in the studio in just a few minutes. So before we go any further, I wanted to tell you that the name of the show today is Secrets to Feeling Fabulous After 40, Perimenopause, Menopause, and Beyond. That is the tagline from Dr. Jackson's book. So we're going to be focusing on this. So get ready to be inspired, educated, empowered, and feel like, oh, yes, there is hope for me. And no, I'm not crazy. There's nothing wrong with me. That what we've been discovering, it's been discovered, is that the issues that women are having with menopause go well beyond what we think they are. You know, the night sweats, the brain fog, the weight gain, and all of that. There's way more going on there. So, all right. So before we bring her up, let's do this week's intention statement. We do an intention statement every week so that we can anchor in what we're talking about. You get this reminder all week long to remember this about for yourself. So today's intention statement is, I have today to take control of my body as I age. I have today to take control of my body as I age. So powerful. So what my team does is we produce a beautiful graphic for you. It's on the screen right now that says that intention statement. And where you can find that is over on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. When you go there, go to my profile, you'll see a little button that says intention statements. This graphic is already there. What I want you to do is take a screenshot of it and use it as your phone wallpaper for the entire week. So every time you look at your phone, you are reminded of this. All right. So while you're over there, if you're not following me and you feel called to, give me a follow. I'd love to say hello and get to know you. So like I said, this has been going on with me. I literally had a doctor's appointment this morning, and without giving TMI, I'm going to be real and raw. It was the most painful pap smear I've ever had in my life. It was so painful that I had to stop it. And so I said, oh my God, this could not be better timing to have Dr. Gail Jackson on the show, is to talk about this, because that's one of the issues that's a problem too. And I had no idea that it was escalated that much for me. So we're going to be talking about that as well. So before we do that, first, I want to share a video with you. And when we come back, we're going to have our conversation with Dr. Gail Jackson. So stay tuned for this. My mission is to touch the lives of 1 billion women who don't know their self-worth.
As we twirl in the magic of the
All right. Well, we are hosting a live event. If you're a woman out there and you have a mission to share with the world and you'd like to host your own TV show and live and leave your legacy and impact as many women as you possibly can, then I invite you to join us for this one-day live virtual event at tvstarhost.com/power, tvstarhost.com/power. There's also a QR code there so you can learn all about what we're doing in helping you build a dynamic personal brand, build out your TV show, and create your revenue model so that you can start making much greater impact in the world using your authenticity. So make sure you check it out. All right, we are ready to bring Dr. Gail Jackson into the studio. Team, bring her on up. All right, well, welcome to the studio, Dr. Gail Jackson. Nice to see you.
Hello, we're finally together. We've been planning this forever.
We have, and I was saying earlier that I had an experience with the gynecologist this morning that was, I had a pap smear, without giving TMI, that was excruciatingly painful, that I've never had that experience before. And so that doesn't really matter, perimenopause, menopause, the symptoms that we experience. I said, what a perfect day for us to have this conversation, because so many of us are going through so much and the symptoms seem to be, expanding, like way beyond the brain fog and the, dryness and the fogginess and the night sweats and all of that. But before we start, I want to share a little bit about you because you're so incredible. As board certified OB-GYN for the stars for over 30 years, Dr. Gail Jackson has always put women's health at the utmost priority. For the last 15 years, Dr. Jackson has become a pioneer in perimenopausal and menopausal hormone balancing. She realized the options were very limited for women to feel fabulous throughout life. Never one to accept the status quo, she found cutting-edge approaches to preserve youthfulness. Dr. Jackson always offers the latest, safest, and effective methods of therapies as her patients transition into their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. So fantastic that you are, such a goddess and a warrior for us and a shero out in the world, doing this work. So the first place I want to go is what led you to this in your, with your background and area of expertise to move so much in this direction?
Well, Diane, we're friends, and your audience, we're all friends. So really, it's really all about me. This is really a personal thing. Jokingly aside, I remember the Christmas party. I was standing in there with a really nice date, a fabulous guy, younger, and my dress, makeup, hair. And I was in the middle of the room with fabulous slow dance in his arms, and I began to melt. I remember the beads rolling down from my face down through my dress. If I looked down beneath at my ankles, there would be a puddle of water. I'll never forget that night. So the song ended, and I delicately and swiftly walked to the ladies' room, closed the door behind me, and there were lovely, caring, seasoned ladies there. And I'm like, what do I do about this?
Yes.
So they said, come here, baby, come here, sweetie. So they told me to put my hands under this cold running water. And when I get back, so that cooled me off. When you get back to your seat, just keep a glass of ice nearby so you can put your wrist on it to cool off. And no more alcohol. I'm like, really? No caffeine. And so you can make it through the night. I made it through the night. So fortunately for my patients and friends, my menopause was horrid. So I was always looking for the latest, greatest, safest, healthiest options with fabulous results for me. So it was personal. And then I'm that girlfriend who shares all her secrets. So I tell everybody.
I love it. I love it. And so, you've been working with celebrities and all kinds of people. The endorsements you have in your book are incredible. Like
Thank you.
Queen Latifah in here and so many others. Amazing. And so what prompted you to, write the book?
Well, my mom ages ago, and everyone tells me, you got to write a book. You got to write a book. So I wanted to just share this because there are those who are able to come and see me and take advantage of what I have to offer. But then there are those who are far away. I want them to know that there are options. So my focus was just to get the word out. So I'm really proud that I'm just able to get the word out. And the difference is I'm a gynecologist. And so I've been taking care of women and been an expert in women's care for all my career, which is 30 plus. And I started hormone balancing in 2008, and I was the lonely voice. Thank God there's a cacophony of voices now, but I was the lone voice saying there got to be other options than the artificial options that are available to us. And I would not rest until I sought those options and those answers.
So what did you find as you were doing this along the way? Because that's pioneering. You pioneered this movement, right? 2008 is a long time ago now.
Yeah.
And I think it's only been in the recent, decade that there's been, even shorter than that, real focus and attention on it. And that it's legitimate because you said, I read in your book that, it's costing $1.8 billion on average a year in lost wages and time working for women because of whatever their symptoms are, right? So
Mm-hmm.
um, what started to happen for, in your own journey of doing this first for you, that you started to see the improvements, and then what started happening for other women, the relieving of the pains?
I think the secret was finding and understanding how important testosterone is to women. I remember when the synthetics were available, they made an estrogen product with a little bit of testosterone called Estratest. And I remember giving that to my patients who I called had brittle menopause, and all I could do was just increase their estrogen, increase their estrogen, increase their estrogen. I gave them that estrogen compound with a little bit of testosterone, and oh my God, the difference.
Yeah.
They took it off the market quickly, but I knew, and I never forgot, there's something to that testosterone.
Mhm.
So, what I do is not new. I was just curious. Functional medicine, regenerative medicine has all of these options. It's new because it's not taught in the Western text. And I have all the credentials. I'm board certified. I'm on staff at Cedars-Sinai. So all the lecturers from all over the world would come, but nobody talked about menopause because it just was not an important topic. Uh, Still isn't an important topic to be presented in grand rounds to your routine OB-GYN, or your traditional OB-GYN, Western trained.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, Oprah's talking about it multiple times now. She's done specials around this because
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be talked about because it isn't talked about enough, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, one of the things that you mention in the book is, which I absolutely love, is the 7 menopause dwarfs.
Oh, the seven dwarfs. I'll have to just peek it so I won't forget any of them. But I
Yeah.
should remember. Let me just
Well,
see.
I can remind you.
Oh, go ahead. Let's give them to me one. Well, itchy bitchy.
Yes.
Uh,
Itchy, bitchy, sweaty, bloaty, sleepy, forgetful, and psycho.
right. Okay. So itchy, and sweaty are usually the results of low estrogen. The rest of them, estrogen and testosterone, especially the cycle. And I like the dwarfs because one thing a lot of women come to me and talk about is the bloating, the muffin top, just the inability to lose their midriff. So a lot of times women just have a single concern, losing the midriff, not able to lose their weight. Basically, you work out the same, you eat the same. Why am I picking up weight and around the midriff? That's sometimes a single issue. And sometimes women call and say, they have a difficulty singularly of sleep. They just can't sleep. And when you can't sleep, you cannot function the next day. You just cannot function. And it's one thing to have one night, but night after night of interrupted sleep and inability to rest, you cannot be your absolutely amazing self. and productive self.
Yes.
So itchy and bitchy, they're cute. So itchy would make basically vaginal dryness, itchy skin, bitchy from the low testosterone. You just have a little short temper and easily angered. Bloaty, we talked about, sweaty, psycho, and then there's another one.
Yeah. So how do you describe psycho?
Psycho is more of I think it's a bitchy. Oh, I think it's, let's see, how would I describe psycho? I think when women come in and they talk about cycle, it's just like things that they used to just kind of float over and they just kind of ignore really upset them. And they know and they feel that their reactions are far outweigh the significance of what the issue is.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I'm snapping at everybody. I'm snapping at my kids. I'm snapping at my husband. I'm snapping at folks at work. And if what they did or what they said was really not worth that level of response. And that's what I call kind of psycho.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Oh,
I have many women who are on medication, antipsychotic medications, but really more anti-anxiety meds that are able to get off of those meds once I balance their testosterone.
wow. So powerful
Mm-hmm.
that it's a simple solution like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. And I know that one of the things that you also do is you help women with incontinence, because that's a little fun little side effect that starts to happen to us too, right?
Yeah, I don't call it incontinence because incontinence, well, when we think of incontinence, we talk about grandma in the nursing home with the diaper.
Okay.
Okay. Because many women will say, oh, no, I'm not incontinent. So I want to make it a little more familiar. You peeze when you sneeze, you piddle when you giggle, you have the gotta goes. If you know where every bathroom is in every store, then you got the gotta goes. If you choose to not jump on a trampoline, or you have to wear, or you're often wearing a pee pad just in case, you have the gotta goes. So women really experience not incontinence, but the gotta goes. And Diane, I think personally it's a badge of honor, because if you have a kid or two and a boo, which means you're having sex, you're peeing.
Yes.
That's it. Okay, so there are women like, oh, no, I don't have that. And you look at them like, yeah, I believe you don't have that, because they're like, you're not having sex. If you're having sex, as I said, a kid or two and a boo, you're peeing.
Yes. Wow.
So we have the lady lift, and if you want to Google it, it's often called the O shot, but we have the lady lift. We focus on improving the bladder support. And we use platelet-rich plasma. Women are becoming familiar because they get microneedling of it in the face. All athletes get it injected in their joints, in their knees. So I insert it underneath the urethra, which is the opening of the bladder, and it improves bladder support by 80%. And guess what? That's also where your G-spot is.
Ooh.
So you enjoy intercourse more. And then we always have a little extra product, so why not use it? So then we pucker up those lips. They need a spa day. As we get older, the lips of our vagina just deflate and droop. So they need to be puckered up and have a little spa day.
That is fabulous. And
Yeah.
it just makes a woman feel so much more beautiful and sexy and alive, right?
It does. And importantly, it adds lubrication to the whole vaginal area. So especially my ladies who cannot take estrogen or choose not to take estrogen for whatever reason, this is a good option, because you've got to keep the blood flowing. You've got to keep the tissues nurtured in that vaginal area just to prevent bladder infections and dryness and itchy, and to enjoy sex some more, but to be healthier down there.
Which, you know what? I see this a lot with my aging relatives, how often the women are getting UTIs. They get a lot of bladder infections. So, and I think, according to the doctors, that's, it's just part of aging, but I guess it doesn't have to be, right? There's things you can do about that.
Exactly. Balancing your estrogen is really important, and balancing hormones is really important, because there are long-term effects and long-term consequences of hormone imbalance or hormone deprivation. For instance, the dementia. Well, I'd like to say hormone balancing helps prevent dementia and Alzheimer's. Okay, it also helps support the bladder. And with aging, we suggest that women get more bladder infections. However, when women, that's the most common cause of death in the nursing home. Bladder infections, well, two things. Bladder infections can lead to sepsis or infection all over the body, whereas, 20 years old, 30-year-old, they'll call you on a Monday morning like, hey, I need some meds for UTI. You're like, oh, she had a great weekend. But when women are older, the bodies are not able to just fight off that bacteria in the bladder, and it ascends very quickly. And many women and men end up in the hospital with sepsis because from just a simple UTI. And so it's really important that you offer hormone balancing. And, when you get a moment, I'd love to talk about how we specifically balance hormones in our practice too.
Yes. What you mean personally for me? Because I'm booking a call with you. No, I mean we can talk about it here. We're open to it, but you go where you want to go.
Okay.
I'll let you do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as we did more study and research into functional medicine, we found there were a lot of plant-based options available, and plant-based, yam-based specifically, and these are not associated with the risk that you see. The risk that you hear about and see or read about are associated with the artificial hormones and not the bioidentical hormones. So out of the options available, or of the options available in the functional world, that would be patches, creams, etc. We chose pellets. And our pellets are the size and softness of a kernel of cooked rice. And we place them painlessly underneath the skin in the upper hip area, your thong line. So when you're running around the beach in your thong, you won't see my little signature. And they slowly release over 4 months with results a day and a half to a week. There are 3 reasons why we select pellets over the others. Number one, it's all about you and our patients. Our ladies are busy. They're not interested in packing pills and creams and multiple dosing all day and rubbing creams and taking pills and checking the time. Is it time for my meds, etc.? You come in every 4 months, you're good to go. Nothing else to do. Also safer, we can give you less amount of hormones to get maximum results because the hormone goes directly to the target tissue. And also safer, it bypasses the liver. Often when hormones, especially estrogens, presented to the liver, it can cause dangerous things. So we use plant-based, yam-based hormones in the form of pellets. So we have lots of ladies who fly in. We're open the first Saturday of every month. They fly in to just get their pellets, and everybody comes to LA at least every 4 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is our little specialty in our office, plant-based, yam-based hormones in the form of pellets. And sometimes you'll hear doctors poo-poo it or say no, no, no. But just remember, doctors who are not up on it are often down on it. So this is what we've been using in our office since 2008. I've done all the research. I've been using it myself since 2010, and actually, it's my secret.
Yes.
To staying amazing.
Because look at how amazing you look.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And the other thing I like about hormone balance, especially the testosterone, it keeps your bones nice and long and strong, of course, with the estrogen. So when you work out, big capital when, your body responds so much more efficiently because testosterone will increase your lean muscle mass. And I always have a joke or have a story. I have 2 girlfriends. When we were younger, we used to be the same height. And I love my height. I think one of the most attractive things about me is my height. I love it. And when I'm with them, they're like so much shorter because they never took hormones. Yeah. So another thing, I think when women talk about testosterone, they're not familiar with some of the symptoms that are specifically related to low testosterone. And if it's okay with you, I'll go through them. Is that okay?
I would love it. Love it.
Okay, so symptoms of low testosterone, which begin in your 40s. As one of my niece says, the kids are finally sleeping. Now you can't get to sleep. Okay, so like early 40s or whatever to mid 40s, and they are like irritability, low libido, weight gain, fatigue, difficulty sleeping, brain fog, memory, focus, those little edgy little symptoms and things that are going on in your life, that you're told you just have to live with it, focus on more self-care, get out, walk some more, eat healthier, and you'll feel better. Well, no, women are actually relieved when they know it's not in their head. They actually are experiencing testosterone deficiency. So when women get to about 47 to 51, that's when they knock my door down because they're having those hot flashes. And so that's when the hot flashes are usually a sign of estrogen deficiency. And then they get into about mid 50s, and thank God, in most women, the hot flashes tend to go away. Then again, as I shared with you before, there are the long-term benefits. And as women in their upper 50s to 60s, they are experiencing still those symptoms of low testosterone, the irritability, the mood swings, they're just edgy. And so they really enjoy the testosterone. And at that time, we still make sure we offer at least a touch of estrogen to keep the bones nice and long and strong and keep the lady nice and moist.
Yes, yes. That's so great. Really great. And I love that people from all over fly in to come and see Dr. Gail on a Saturday and get their pellets.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You also, I read in the book, which everybody, we're going to show the book right now. There it is. Yeah, we're both showing the book right now. We're going to have a link to it in the show notes, and it is just a fabulous book. There it is. It's on screen, and it's absolutely fabulous. And this book is absolutely fabulous. But one of the things I read in there that you mentioned is, which you sort of just went through, but I want to reiterate it in bullet points so women really get this. You said that in order to really, benefit in your life, that there's 3 things that you need to do. And you first said move your body. So let's go into this a little bit deeper. With moving your body, do you think women should continue it or start if they haven't doing resistance or weight training at all?
Life-changing.
Yeah.
Even a small amount of weight, life-changing, absolutely, because it keeps those bones nice and long and strong. And I think I cannot say enough how important it is to prevent osteoporosis, because the consequences of a hip fracture because of osteoporosis is the most common cause of death in a nursing home. When a woman falls and breaks her hip, she has to be immobilized so the hip will heal and fuse, and the bone will fuse and heal. So with mobilization is when women develop blood clots, develop the infections from the UTI, and subsequently succumb to it. So the consequences of osteoporosis in the nursing home is the most common cause of death. So I can't say that enough. And I think it's just about feeling good. A lot of women I know in 90 at least do yoga. And even if it's 3 pounds over the head or, just some resistance training and some weights is always important. And I think, the machines are not as formidable as they used to be. I would like, God, look at those guys over there, whatever. But now they're kind of cute. You plug in your own little weight and you kind of do your own little routine and,
Yes. Yeah. And it does feel so good.
It really does. Yeah.
And then this second one was love what you eat.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about that, because that diet is very important, right?
Yeah. I prefer to label it food program. Diet always seems to be temporary and restrictive. Diet has kind of a negative connotation. I think it's important to just really have a healthy food program, which is protein, vegetables, and fruit, primarily a small amount of carbs. But I think if you eat small amounts and of healthy food, and continue your exercise and just breathe and live, that life is just better. And don't deny yourself anything. You can eat anything you want in small quantities. I love chocolate. My secret, I mean, tell secrets. I always have Hershey chocolates in my freezer, and I just go in at night and just break off a couple of them.
Yes.
Love my chocolate at night.
Yes, absolutely. This is what life is for.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the third one was put yourself first.
Yes. All of your life, you've put someone before yourself. If not your children, your husband, your career, your parents. Now it's time to really sit down and think about what you like and what you do, what you want, and and focus on doing that first. And think about some hobbies and some activities that you want to do. Women are just free now to travel by themselves, to just be the best that they possibly want to be. And now it's your time, and take advantage of it.
I agree
Mhm.
because that is it's so important for women to do that, but for all the reasons that you said, we have, most of us have spent our entire lives nurturing others, putting
Mhm.
others first. And then there's also, and then you're in this transition period where now you have aging parents as well. So you have to carve out that time for you. It is essential. So important.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And
So,
yeah,
mhm.
it's important for your survival. And as you're going through taking care of your kids and whatever, you have to sometimes say no to the people you love, to just insist that you take that time out for yourself and not feel guilty about saying no.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Okay, so I want to ask you two more questions that I ask all my guests. So the first question is, how do you live the I have today way, which is intentionally in the present moment? And if you could start it with, I have today too.
I have today to live fully. I wake up with meditation. I wake up with thanksgiving. I wake up thinking about the positive things going on in my life, to ignore the negative things going on in my life, and knowing that the negative things too shall pass. That's how I live. That's how I have today.
So beautiful. So
Thank
well
you.
said. Oh, that was beautiful. And then what do you wish more people knew?
I wish more people knew that they did not, women specifically knew that they did not have to suffer through this time in their life. They don't have to settle for with a physician or a healthcare practitioner who just says, you're fine, relax or whatever, that there are options available. They just have to continue to seek the providers that offer those options. And it just happens to be my specialty. It's just like I have no idea how to do robotic surgery. So you don't um, discourage or you don't have negative things about a provider who doesn't know. It's just not their area of expertise. Where it's just, and there are many other providers available, it is their area of expertise. So just really, I think, seek out the credentials. Make sure you're going to someone who has some credentials, because there are courses some people take over the weekend and then start promoting things. And so make sure you understand the credentials of the person that you're trusting your life in, because you only get this one. I was why YOLO, right? You only live once, and you only get this one body, and you don't have to settle for anything less than living absolutely fabulous.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And that's part of the art of intentional living, which is what we
Yeah.
talk about here, is that it's your right, your birthright to feel as fabulous as you possibly can. And if there's a hint of intuition that something's not right, explore it, explore it, explore it. So well said. All right. So Dr. Gail, how can people find out more information about you?
Well, let's see. I think my website, right? Or I'm at there. Oh, wow, yay. And my Instagram and my
Yes.
Facebook and my phone number. Oh, there you are. Yay.
Yeah, we got you all covered. Lots of
Yeah.
ways.
Phone, phone number's the worst. Email address, info@drgailjackson.com. But my website has all the information.
That's so great.
And you can read more about what we offer, and just sit down with a glass of champagne and just enjoy and read about all the things we offer.
I mean, that sounds fabulous to me. That sounds absolutely fabulous.
Ah!
Oh my God, what a pleasure it's been to have you here today. I so appreciate you. I'm headed up your way. I'm gonna be calling you because yes, so I'm making some lifestyle changes and I'm moving. So I'm gonna be in your town soon. Yeah.
Nice. I look forward.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I hope everybody is so grateful for Dr. Gail Jackson and get her book, work with her directly, find out about her services because she's so much fun, so much fun. So thank you for making the time to let me interview you today and share you with our audience that I have today. And I wish you all the blessings in the world. Sending you love and light. Take
Thank
care.
you so much, Diane. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. All righty. Bye. She is absolutely fabulous, isn't she? And what timing for me to bring her here. And if you're watching this show or perhaps listening to this as our podcast, because we do take each episode and upload it to our podcast, which is ranked top 2% in the world. You got to do what I tell you to do, which is live in inspired action. If any of this resonated with you today, or you know anyone in your world that this resonated with today, make sure that you take the action step, do the research, make the phone call, be curious, and be the greatest warrior and shero for yourself. As Dr. Gail just said, put yourself first. So, wow, so good. So, all right, as we get ready to wrap up this episode, we end every episode with a mantra meditation to tie in everything that we learned today so that you can leave this episode feeling better at the end than you did at the beginning. And so let me walk you through what we're doing. If you're driving, you obviously can't do this, but for everybody else, put down the phone or the distractions. Give me 2 or 3 minutes of your time. Let's really anchor this in today so that you have the shift, the energetic shift, and you become more empowered. So we're going to do 2 breaths in. A series of 2 breaths. I'm going to walk you through it. You're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, pull it all the way down to your root chakra. Yeah, we're talking about that area, just like Dr. Gail was talking about. Let's send great energy there. And I'm going to have you hold it for 8 seconds. And as you're holding it, I want you to send light and energy as if your chakras are lighting up. So we'll start with the root, then the sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and then soul star, which is about a foot above your head, a very important chakra. That's your portal to receiving information and abundance in your life and healing and messages. So we'll then blow it out for 8 seconds like you're getting every toxic thing out of your body. And we'll do that 2 times and then just listen to my words. All right? So close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Pull it all the way down to your root chakra. Here we go. And then light up those chakras. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And blow it out for 8 seconds. Feels amazing. Let's do it again. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Pull it all the way down to your root chakra. Here we go. And then light up those chakras for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let it out for 8. And just listen to the words. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles, big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I have today to take control of my body as I age. I'm allowed to feel absolutely fabulous. No matter what age I am, no matter what's going on in my life, I can empower myself. That the symptoms that I'm feeling, whether it's brain fog or night sweats, forgetfulness, itchy, bitchy, irritable, psycho, all of the things that we talked about today, lets me know I'm not crazy and I'm not alone. So many women are experiencing this, and if this is my path, it is my duty and responsibility to put myself first and explore the solutions to help me make myself feel better. I'm going to move my body, I'm going to eat well, and I'm going to make sure that every single day I am living with intention. I'm not going to let life happen to me. I'm going to be the one who empowers myself to make the changes that I need to make so I can live and feel the way I want to feel. There's so many fabulous women out there like Dr. Gail Jackson today who are there to help and support me in any and every way that I need that support. And so on this day and every day forward, I am going to take control of my body as I age and live an absolutely fabulous life. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank my guest, Dr. Gail Jackson, for being here today. Thank you for being here. Make sure you're following me, DianeForster.com, on social media, Diane Forster Official, and I Have Today with Diane Forster. Stay till the ending credits so you can learn more about what we're doing and follow us. And until next time, happy today. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.